Stop scrolling. Seriously. If you own a home and you're over the age of 65, you need to hear what I'm about to tell you. Because right now, today, there is a very real chance that you are paying hundreds, maybe even thousands, of dollars more in property taxes than you actually have to. And the frustrating part? The program that could fix that is already out there. It already exists. It's already funded. But 87% of seniors who qualify for it have never even applied. Not because they're not smart, not because they don't deserve it, but simply because nobody told them about it. So today, that changes. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because this one could genuinely put money back in your pocket. Let's start from the beginning, because I want to make sure everyone watching this, whether you've owned your home for 40 years or just a decade, understands exactly what we're talking about. When you own a home, you pay property taxes every year to your local government, usually your county or municipality. And those taxes fund things like schools, roads, fire departments, and local services. That part most people understand. What most people don't realize is that almost every single state in this country has something called a property tax exemption or a property tax relief program specifically designed for senior homeowners. And these programs can reduce your property tax bill by anywhere from a few $100s all the way up to several $1,000s a year. Some programs even freeze your taxes completely, meaning your property tax bill can never go up again as long as you live in that home. I'll explain all of this in plain English, so don't worry. Just stay with me. Now here's what a lot of people don't realize. These programs are not automatic. The government does not just look at your age, see that you're 65 or older, and say, "Oh, let's give them a break." It doesn't work that way. You have to apply. You have to know the program exists, know where to find it, fill out the paperwork, and submit it, usually by a specific deadline. And that's exactly why 87% of eligible seniors are missing out. They simply don't know they need to do anything. They assume if there was money available for them, someone would have told them. But that's not how this works. The system is not designed to come find you. You have to go find the system. And that's what we're doing right now. Together. Let me give you a real example so this feels concrete. Let's say you live in a home that's been assessed at $280,000. In many parts of the country, your annual property tax bill on a home like that might be somewhere around $3,500 to $5,000 a year. That's a significant amount of money, especially if you're retired and living on a fixed income. Now, if your state has a senior homestead exemption, which many do, you might be able to reduce the taxable value of your home by $25,000, $50,000, or even more. In some states, like Florida, the exemption is up to $50,000. In Illinois, some seniors qualify for a freeze that locks their property tax at whatever it was when they first applied. In New York, the STAR program can cut school property taxes significantly. And in Texas, this is a big one, seniors over 65 get an automatic school tax freeze, and if you haven't claimed it yet, you may even be able to get retroactive refunds going back several years. Let that sink in for a second. You could potentially claim money you've already overpaid, money that's just been sitting there, waiting for you to ask for it. Let's take a step back and talk about why this matters so much right now in 2026. Because this isn't just an abstract financial concept. This is real life for millions of American seniors. Home values across the country went through a dramatic increase over the last several years. And when home values go up, property tax assessments go up with them. That means a lot of seniors who were managing just fine a few years ago are now suddenly looking at property tax bills that have jumped by 20, 30, sometimes even 40%. And if you're living on Social Security, which the average recipient gets around $1,900 a month right now, a property tax bill that shoots up by $1,000 or $2,000 a year is not a minor inconvenience. That's a financial crisis. That can be the difference between staying in the home you've lived in for decades, the home where you raised your kids, and being forced to sell. And that's not a situation anyone should be in, especially when there are programs specifically designed to prevent exactly that. Here's what I really want you to understand. These senior property tax relief programs exist because lawmakers, at the state and local level, recognized that this was a problem. They recognized that people on fixed incomes shouldn't be taxed out of their own homes just because the real estate market went wild. So they created these programs, they funded them, and then, for a lot of seniors, they just didn't tell anyone, or they told people in ways that didn't reach the people who needed it most. A notice buried on a county government website, a line in a tax bill that most people don't read carefully, a flyer at a senior center that not everyone visits. And so the programs sit there, available and underutilized, while the people who need them the most keep paying full price. It's honestly one of the most frustrating things I come across when I research these topics. This is your money. This is your benefit. You've worked your entire life and paid your taxes. You deserve to use every benefit that's available to you. Now let's talk about what these programs actually look like, because they vary by state and it's important to understand the landscape. There are really a few different types of property tax relief for seniors that you'll encounter. The first is what's called a homestead exemption. This reduces the assessed value of your home before the tax rate is applied. So instead of being taxed on the full value of your home, you're taxed on a lower number. The second type is a tax freeze or assessment freeze. This is probably my favorite one to talk about because it's so powerful. Once you qualify and enroll, your property's assessed value, or sometimes your actual tax bill, is locked in at its current level. It doesn't matter if the real estate market doubles. Your taxes stay put. The third type is a circuit breaker program. Now, that's an unusual name, but stay with me. A circuit breaker kicks in when your property taxes exceed a certain percentage of your income. Think of it like an electrical circuit breaker. When the load gets too heavy, it trips and protects you. In practice, this means if your property tax bill represents more than, say, 4 or 5% of your annual income, the state will provide you a credit or a rebate for the excess amount. And the fourth type is a tax deferral program. This one lets you delay paying your property taxes until you sell your home or pass away, at which point the taxes are paid from the proceeds of the home. It doesn't eliminate the taxes, but it protects your cash flow while you're living in the home. This part is important. Most states require you to meet a few basic criteria to qualify for these programs. First, you typically need to be at or above a certain age, usually 65, though some programs start at 61 or 62. Second, you need to own and live in the home as your primary residence. You can't claim this on a vacation property or a rental. Third, many programs have income limits. This is where people sometimes assume they won't qualify, but I want to encourage you not to make that assumption without actually checking. Income limits are often higher than people expect. In many states, a household income of $50,000, $60,000, even $75,000 or more can still qualify for some level of benefit. And in some states, there's no income limit at all for the basic exemption. So please don't rule yourself out before you look into it. Let me walk you through what the process of applying actually looks like, because I don't want this to feel overwhelming. In most cases, you'll be applying through your county assessor's office or your local tax authority. That's the office responsible for determining the value of properties in your area and calculating tax bills. Most counties now have a website where you can find information about senior exemption programs. You can simply search for your county name plus Senior Property Tax Exemption or Senior Homestead Exemption, and you'll usually find what you need pretty quickly. The application itself is typically not very complicated. You'll usually need to provide proof of your age. A driver's license or birth certificate works. Proof that the home is your primary residence. and sometimes documentation of your income, like a copy of your most recent tax return or a Social Security award letter. You fill out the form, submit it with your documents, and once approved, the exemption is applied to your tax bill, usually the following year. In some places, you only have to apply once, and it renews automatically. In others, you may need to renew annually. Make sure you ask when you apply so you know what to expect. Now here's something that a lot of people don't realize when it comes to deadlines. Most of these programs have application windows, specific times of year when you can apply. Miss the window, and you may have to wait until the following year. Some states have deadlines as early as March or April, others go into the summer. A handful are more flexible. The point is, this is not something to put off. If you're watching this and thinking, "I'll look into that later," I want to gently push back on that. Later has a way of turning into never, and missing a deadline can cost you a full year of savings. Do it this week. Look it up today. Make one phone call to your county assessor's office. It might be the most financially valuable phone call you make all year. I also want to talk about something that becomes very relevant when we're discussing senior financial benefits, and that is scams. Because unfortunately, whenever there's money on the table for vulnerable populations, scammers are not far behind. Here's what you need to watch out for. You should never have to pay someone to apply for a property tax exemption. The application process is free. If someone contacts you by phone, by mail, by email, or at your door, and tells you they can help you claim your senior property tax benefit for a fee, that is a red flag. Some of these scammers charge hundreds of dollars to fill out paperwork that you could do yourself for free in 20 minutes. Others are more sinister. They may ask for personal information like your Social Security number or your bank account details, and use that to steal your identity or drain your accounts. The legitimate programs are run by your county or state government. You can always call your county assessor's office directly. Find the number yourself on the official website to verify that a program is real and to get the actual application. If anyone is pressuring you to act fast, asking for payment, or requesting sensitive personal information up front, hang up or walk away. Protect yourself. Let's also talk about what's changing in 2026, because there are some meaningful updates worth knowing about. Several states have recently expanded their senior property tax relief programs in response to rising home values and the affordability crisis for older residents. In states like Colorado and Oregon, income thresholds have been raised, meaning more seniors now qualify than did a year ago. In Arizona, a new enhanced freeze program went into effect this year that locks in not just assessed value, but the actual dollar amount of the tax bill. In Virginia, localities now have broader authority to offer expanded exemptions, and several counties have acted on that. And at the federal level, there have been ongoing conversations, still in progress as of early 2026, about a federal property tax credit for low to moderate income seniors, similar to the earned income tax credit. Nothing is finalized there yet, but it's worth staying tuned because if that passes, it would be the single biggest expansion of senior property tax relief in American history. Here's what I also want you to think about beyond just the dollars and cents, because this matters on a deeper level too. Staying in your home in retirement is not just a financial preference, it's connected to your health, your sense of identity, your relationships with neighbors, your memories, your independence. Study after study shows that seniors who are able to age in place, to stay in their homes rather than being displaced, have better health outcomes, lower rates of depression, and longer lives. So, when we talk about a property tax benefit that might save you $1,500 or $2,000 a year, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about your ability to stay in the place that matters most to you. That's not a small thing. That's everything. And one more thing before we wrap up. If you have a parent, a grandparent, an aunt or uncle, a neighbor, a friend, anyone over 65 who owns their home, please share this information with them. Because the reason 87% of eligible seniors are missing this benefit isn't because they don't deserve it or wouldn't use it. It's because they haven't heard about it yet. You could be the person who changes that for someone you love. You could save them thousands of dollars just by forwarding this video, making one phone call, or sitting down with them and helping them look up their county's program. That's a gift that costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time. So here's your action plan. This week, not next month, this week, search online for your state name plus Senior Property Tax Exemption 2026. Find your county assessor's website. Look for the Senior Relief, Homestead Exemption, or Property Tax Freeze program. Check the income limits, check the age requirements, check the deadline, gather your documents, and apply. Or if it feels like too much to navigate alone, call your county office and ask them to walk you through it. That's what they're there for. You can also reach out to your local area agency on aging. They often have counselors who help seniors navigate exactly these kinds of benefit programs at no cost to you. Don't leave money on the table. Don't let another year go by paying more than you have to on a home you've worked your whole life for. The benefit is real, the programs are funded, the savings are significant, and you have every right to claim what's yours. Stay informed. Take that one small step this week and please, share this with someone who needs to hear it. It might just be the most important thing they learn all year.